Over the weekend, Fox News made sure to provide their platform to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to comment on a whole host of issues, including the funeral of the Ayatollah. And Netanyahu's cope is pretty hilarious in the next exchange that you're about to watch. So let's take a quick look at that and then we'll discuss.
What is your takeaway from the turnout and the fact that it was attended by Saudi Arabia, Oman, as well as Qatar? They sent delegations.
Look, Iran is a nation of about 90 million. About 80% of them hate this regime and would like to see it gone. But you still have, quite a few million, a minority that they can bring to the streets. And what do they shout in the streets? I don't know if you heard this, Brian. They were shouting, "Death to Trump," death to me, of course, but death to Trump. We have to kill Trump. Death to America. This is what is the face of this minority that has taken over, hijacked this talented people, the Iranian people, the people who fight for freedom, have been massacred on the streets for freedom. So I think that if the Iranian people were given a chance, they'd throw these bums out.
Yeah, I'm sure Israelis would be chanting friendly things if a foreign country came in and bombed an elementary school, killing 168 children, and then also tried to wipe out the leadership in your government, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine how the Israelis would react to that? They would probably drop a nuke. And I'm not exaggerating.
Of course. So they're like, can you believe they chanted death to our leaders? Bro, you didn't chant it. You actually did it. You murdered their top 49 leaders. But in American media, we've been trained to believe us murdering them is no big deal. They're just Muslims. Their lives are totally expendable. And if there were some Christians and Americans there, who cares? They're not Israelis. All of your lives are expendable. So, and then you see this giant liar, and Fox News brings him on a line because Rupert Murdoch is like a satanic Zionist. And so he's like, oh yeah, the 12 million, the largest ever for a memorial service. I wish it wasn't, but memorial service for a human being in the history of the earth is a minority of Iranians. Don't believe your lying eyes and ears. Remember, only Israel is telling you the truth. Back to killing them. Can you believe they chanted death to us? Well, what the hell would they chant after you murdered their top 49 leaders? So everything on TV is propaganda. And as you see here, they're like, no, don't believe it. Back into the war, back into murder, back into death. By the way, one of the reasons we were able to restrain, the very rare case where we were able to restrain the Israelis from bombing the funeral procession is because so many world leaders showed up.
Yes.
Including, by the way, you were saying the Armenian leader.
Armenia, yeah, Armenia is a Christian nation, right? They wanted to pay their respects.
Okay, I'm just gonna tell a quick anecdote here. The local pizza shop run by an Armenian from Lebanon. Okay, a couple of guys from there. Last night I'm talking to them. He's like, man, Armenian militia showed up to fight with the Muslims. And he's like, I couldn't believe it, in Lebanon. And he's like, attaboy. Okay,
yeah, of course.
So, well, Israel ironically is uniting the world.
Israel is 100% uniting the world. Israel is a threat to world peace. In fact, we don't have world peace right now, specifically due to Israel's goals of dominating the Middle East. That's what they want. That's why they're starting all these wars. And later in the show, we're gonna talk about the US press tour that Netanyahu engaged in over the weekend in order to manufacture consent for the future war that we're gonna be fighting on Israel's behalf against Turkey. Turkey, as Trump would say. So it's never enough for them. They want war, they want slaughter, they want Americans to bankroll it, they want American soldiers to fight those wars on their behalf, and we're done. We are done.
Yeah, last thing. Again, American media is like, them chanting something is worse than us actually doing it or Israel actually doing it. And American media makes you believe that, right? They chanted death to USA. That's an outrage. But you literally killed them, including 170 schoolgirls. Yeah, that's less of a concern. Okay, the death itself, the murder itself is less of a concern. But the chanting of it, that's a real problem, right? By the way, the same exact trick they pulled here in America. Oh, Israel's committing a genocide, no big deal. But somebody on a college campus chanted that the Palestinians should be free. Oh, that's a huge deal, big deal. You see the misdirection, constant misdirection. Don't worry what Israel's actually doing and all the deaths and slaughter. Only worry about what people are saying about Israel. That's the real offense. Oh, they're offended, they're offended. Good, I'm super glad they're offended. Last thing is, what, as Anna said earlier, why do you think they are chanting those things? Because of our alliance with Israel. Because we keep bombing them on behalf of a different country. If we didn't have an alliance with Israel that forced us into nonstop wars with Iraq, Afghanistan, Afghanistan's a little bit different, Iran, Libya, etc., the Muslim world has no reason to hate America, none. We could be incredible allies. But instead, we are forced by our masters to attack all those Muslim countries, to make them super angry at us after we murder all of their leaders and bomb their nations. And by the way, in Iraq, kill hundreds of thousands of people. Then when they get angry back at us, Israel's like, yes, see, hate the Muslims. By the way, I'm so worried about bigotry. Oh, anti-Semitism is my #1 concern, but I love it when you're anti-Semitic towards Muslim Arabs. You love it, right? Israel spreads that poison of bigotry all across the world. Hate the Muslims, kill the Muslims. Oh, can you believe they objected to you killing them? Hate them more, kill them more. Oh, look at that. Israel wound up with more territory. But everybody in American media, shh. Hope that nobody looks at a map and sees Israel's territory continuing to grow despite all of your goddamn lies about how they're victims. Hope that nobody ever sees a video coming out of Gaza or Lebanon or Iran, because if they do, they'll know that everyone in our media is a bunch of liars who work for Israel. So that's their big hope, but their hope is being dashed right now because the walls are breached. Left, right, and middle are going, I have eyes. I saw that funeral. I know which side the Iranian people are on. You guys are a bunch of liars. I saw the videos in Gaza. You murdered all those kids. And you want me to say that that's not terrorism? No, that is terrorism. And it makes me sick that they make us pay for Israeli terrorism day in, day out.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.